Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. Translated, it means peace be upon you all. Being a solar event, we wanted to hold this program outdoors under the sun, but little did we take into account that this is Michigan. But just like true Michiganders, we didn't fold up. We brought the light in here. Thank you all for coming here. And starting with Honorable Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin, thank you for taking the time off your busy schedule and coming here to be with your constituents on a Saturday afternoon. And we have City of East Lansing's Council Member Dana Watson and Council Member Lisa Babcock. Welcome here. And Meridian Township Trustee Dan Opsommer. He's also representing State Representative Julie Brixey, and Leah Veste, the Executive Director of Michigan Interfaith Power and Light. And welcome to all the other invited guests and leaders from my own congregation, the Islamic Center of East Lansing, the University Lutheran Church, and all of you. Welcome here again. So today we are going to be celebrating the installation of the photovoltaic systems on our two buildings. And to kick off the proceedings, I'd like to invite both Imam Sohail Chowdhury and Pastor Gary Bungay to come here. And Pastor Gary Bungay will address first, and then Imam Sohail.
Why not the other way around?
I want to begin by saying thank you all for being here today. This day has been a long time coming because, first of all, we had to cancel it and reschedule it a number of times. And then also because the idea of a solar power and solar array began several years ago, really, as you all see in the Islamic Center began talks about having a joint solar array. For a number of reasons, that all fell through, but the Islamic Center was able to go ahead with their array. And then last spring, Imam Sohail and the Islamic Center gifted us with a $25,000 challenge gift toward a solar array, and we were able to raise the other $25,000 that we needed and had our system installed late summer, early fall this past year. So I want to say a big, gracious thank you to you, Imam, and to your congregation for your incredible gift, and also for the friendship and relationship that we have, and also for the witness that this is to this community and really to the whole world. Something that I've learned about Islam from you, and as I've been here at ULC, is that the Islamic faith has a deep concern for caring for the earth and caring for God's creation, and that's something that our two faith communities share together. So it is wonderful. So as we gather together this afternoon to dedicate these arrays, I want to say thank you for the relationship that our two communities have, and also for the fact that we share God's call to care for the earth, to love it, to keep it, and this earth that God has blessed us with. So, Imam?
Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon all of you. Not used to giving 3-minute sermons, but I'll try. Thank you so much for being here. I'd like to start off by thanking God Almighty, the Creator, the Sustainer, the Cherisher, the one who sent here all of us on this earth with charging us with the mission of taking care of this earth as stewards of this planet. And this is something which Gary and I feel very passionate about, and we've talked about this subject a lot. And I just want to congratulate both of the congregations here, the University Lutheran Church and the Islamic Center, for this beautiful initiative. This relationship is a blessing from God. I feel so blessed that I'm part of these efforts and part of this collaboration. This is a relationship based on mutual respect, mutual admiration, but most importantly, with the goal of taking care of our planet, with the goal of taking care of our congregations, our people. And I just pray and hope that this will be a model relationship for the rest of the country to follow. And it shows the value of what interfaith can do. You know, it's not just about faith in our hearts, but actions that we do together to better our environment, to better this planet, to promote peace and justice around us. And I pray that we'll be able to transfer this relationship to the coming generations for all to benefit from. So God bless you all. Thank you for being here.
Good afternoon. I am the facilities team leader for ULC and also a member of the Earthkeeping team. 4 or 5 years, 6 years maybe ago, when we started the discussion of a possible joint solar, and as mentioned, that we had to put on the back burner. But we looked then for how could we reduce our energy consumption as a part of the process. So to make a long story short, we took out 1,200 fluorescent bulbs, replaced them with LED bulbs, and reduced our electric energy consumption by 40%. And that allowed us to have a $6,000 per year savings in terms of that, which then enabled us to use that for other missions of the church. We finished that process just about the same time that Thason, at a meeting at the Hazlitt Community Church, mentioned that the Islamic Center was considering a gift to us for solar. So the opportune time was there for us. We set up and got a contract for a 20 kilowatt unit that was established and installed in September, and we have followed the production of that. I have it on my cell phone. I can watch it minute by minute as we're generating electricity. Just to give you a very quick synopsis of what has happened there, this last month, we used 7,000 kilowatt hours of electricity for our building. 1/3 of that was supplied by the solar. A little bit of that went into the grid and then came back in credit, but most of it was used directly. So over the course of the year, we're not going to have 33%. Some months we'll have more, some months we'll have less. But our goal is to have about 25% of our energy, electric energy, as from solar. And that will approximate a $3,000 savings per year there, as well as reducing our footprint. So with the reduction in energy use, with the renewable energy, we are now using 1/3 as much fossil fuels to generate electricity as we did 6, 7 years ago. So look for sunshine, and I'll continue following the progress here. Thank you.
So you've heard at least 2 times so far that we gave out $25,000 to the next door church. We look like a very set of gracious people, but I have to let you know that this is a way of reciprocating on our part. The church has been very gracious in letting us use their parking lot for many years now for our Friday services when we have overflow parking. So this is mutual. It's not one way. So thank you very much to our friends at the University Lutheran Church. Coming back to the technical details that I wanted to talk to you about, our installation. To start with, I have many people to thank in our journey that brought us to where we are here today. First and foremost, I'm grateful to the leadership, my leadership at the Islamic Center, who had this vision and who encouraged and supported the Green Team in pursuing this project. And For many years now, the interfaith partnership and bonding that in the Greater Lansing area has fostered mutual cooperation and learning. Among the interfaith partners, I'd like to recognize the Haslet Community Church, who've been pioneers in this field, in this area. Not only did they open their doors a couple, 3 years ago when they had the solar installation on their facility for us, for anyone in the community to come and learn, but they also had me, my green team, join their green team. And it did not end there. They had us join the next door's earthkeeping team. Even though the ULC and us have been right next door to each other, we had not collaborated as green teams. So then the two of us started exploring doing a joint project between our property lines, because we've done many projects together. So we thought of doing a solar project jointly. But when it became cost prohibitive, we had to do our own individual projects. And that's how we came to install the phase 1 of our system. It's a 10.24 kilowatt system, 2 arrays of 16 panels each. And once we are able to impress upon it to our community, the fact that we've been for 1 year in production, and not only has it generated electricity, but it has also offset about 15,000 pounds in carbon emission, which is translated to about 120 trees that we planted. So the community was felt impressed by it, and they were supportive of the funding. And now we are on our way to double our capacity within the next 2 months. And while these are all baby steps, we want to be part of a movement that seeks to reduce the carbon footprint, and we want to seek renewable energy sources and promote sustainable development goals. And it is our firm belief that we now need to pay it forward. We were inspired by others, and we want to inspire others as well. So we want to open our doors to anybody in the community who wants to come and learn from us, learn from our experience rather, and we'll be happy to lend our hand and navigate you through the journey. Thank you very much. I'd like to invite Council Member Dana Watson.
Thanks. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dana Watson. I'm here on behalf of our mayor and East Lansing City. And as Thason had said, Councilmember Babcock is here as well. So we're excited to be here. We only have one Earth in this life, and so caring and acting collectively and individually creates ripples of sustainability. We are excited to be here to amplify the shared goals and values, and I hope everybody stays well, praise and blessings. And if you see me step out, it's just because my son has a 2 p.m. soccer game that he's hoping to see me at. So thank you for your work. This is very exciting to be with you.
I'd like to invite Leah Wiste, Executive Director of Michigan Interfaith Power and Light.
Thanks so much. Good afternoon, everybody. It has been said that good fences make good neighbors, that having solid physical boundaries between properties is the best way to ensure mutual respect. But here at Islamic Center of East Lansing and University Lutheran Church, the opposite has proven to be true. Because between these two communities is not a physical dividing barrier, but a parking lot, which members of both communities are welcome to use. These two communities have chosen a path not of separation, respectful distance, and independence, but of interdependence, collaboration, and friendship. Values that they have been putting into practice in so many ways for years. And Islamic Center put these values into practice most recently by first installing a 10 kW solar array on their building and then gifting their neighbors, University Lutheran, $25,000, which, as they said, had no strings attached, but which the church decided to put towards the installation of its own solar panels. So my organization, Interfaith Power and Light, was founded 20 years ago as a religious response to global warming. And expanding our use of green technology, like solar panels, is no panacea for our broken relationship with Earth, but it is a vital step in reducing our use of fossil fuels, whose emissions are warming our planet and driving us toward climate crisis. But what's happened here in East Lansing, I think, is so special because it breaks this mold of where one congregation is just working independently on its own stuff. And it models this kind of generative interdependence that we as a human civilization have to strive for in order to save our island home. So I want to end by congratulating Islamic Center and University Lutheran for what you've built together, and end with the hope that you will inspire many others. I have some awards that I am also delighted to present. I'm going to go grab those. Each year, congregations across the country apply for Interfaith Power and Light's Cool Congregations Award. And so these are congregations who are modeling Earth stewardship. And I'm pleased to present University Lutheran with an honorable mention. Pastor Bungie, would you like to come up and receive the award for University Lutheran? There you go. Thank you. And of course, I have the award for Islamic Center of East Lansing. They, this year in 2021, won the Community Inspiration Cool Congregations Award. Imam Chaudhry, would you come up and accept this? And with that, I get to pass it along to our Congresswoman, Alyssa Slotkin.
Hi, everyone. Lovely to see you. Thank you for coming out for what is a uniquely positive event. And when I was coming here, I was thinking to myself, why am I so jazzed for this event? Part of it is, I'm sure, like many of you, I'm following the rules, but I have hit my COVID wall, and I am desperate to see other human people, other human beings, and be out in the community. But secondly is because not only are we doing a ribbon cutting, but we're doing it for something that takes away sort of that focus on ourselves and puts it on something bigger. In two ways. First, as an interfaith exercise, right? As something that we desperately need to see now more than ever. A church and an Islamic center working together, doing something positive is always good news. But secondly, to then make the mission of that activity, again, something bigger than any one individual, which is to wean ourselves off of fossil fuels. You guys are total trendsetters. I will tell you that in Washington, we're working on this big infrastructure bill, and there is literally a line item in the bill for nonprofit organizations to apply for money to convert into, away from fossil fuels. So what you literally have done is something that's in this, $1 trillion plan for the country. So you're ahead of the game, which is amazing. But I appreciate that at a time when so many people are at home and they're looking inward, they're doing too much scrolling on their screens and on their phones, you have taken the mission away from ourselves and put it where it needs to be, which is on collective action to make us all better. To the organizers, to the imam and the pastor, to all the people who worked very, very hard to make this happen, the greatest love letter that you can send to your community and your country is your time and your energy. And you have given that in order to make this happen. Not everyone does that. Not everyone decides that they're going to spend part of their time serving their community without being compensated for it. And that is an example, again, that we all desperately need right now. So thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me something positive to tell the community about. Thank you for setting an example. We need leaders now more than ever, especially when it comes to our environment and especially when it comes to interfaith activities. So thank you, thank you, thank you.